Welcome back to my channel, Pocket Change Coins. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We're diving deep into a true numismatic legend, the 1894 Barber Dime. This tiny coin, barely larger than a fingernail, carries with it a mystery and value that few coins can match. To most, a dime is just a dime, a simple 10-cent piece passed around casually. But the 1894 Barber Dime? It's one of the rarest, most sought-after coins in the entire world, and it has a story that sounds almost like fiction, but it's absolutely real. The Barber Dime series was introduced in 1892, designed by Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver at the United States Mint. Barber was responsible for many designs, and his dimes, quarters, and half dollars defined American coinage for over 2 decades. The dime features Lady Liberty, portrayed wearing a cap with a wreath of laurel, symbolizing strength and victory, a timeless design that stayed in circulation until 1916. But the 1894 dime is special for reasons beyond its design. That year, the San Francisco Mint produced just 24 of these dimes. Yes, only 24 coins. This is a staggeringly low mintage, especially compared to other years where millions were struck. The exact reason for this tiny run remains unclear, wrapped in whispers and legends, but historians believe these coins were likely made as special presentation pieces rather than for regular circulation. One popular theory says that the mint needed to balance its books, so these coins were struck to make the numbers work. Another suggests that the superintendent of the San Francisco Mint at the time, John Daggett, minted these dimes as gifts for friends and family. But the story doesn't end there. John reportedly gave 3 of these coins to his young daughter, Hallie. According to legend, she spent one of those 3 coins on ice cream, unknowingly spending a tiny fortune. Imagine that, a dime spent on a treat that today could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Out of those original 24 coins, fewer than a dozen are known to exist today, and even fewer in good condition. Some are locked away in private collections or museums, making the 1894 Barber Dime almost like a holy grail for coin collectors worldwide. What makes these coins incredibly valuable, aside from their extreme rarity, is their condition. Many coins from the late 19th century show wear, scratches, and damage from years of circulation. But several 1894 Barber Dimes have survived in near mint condition, retaining the sharp details of the design, the brilliance of the original strike, and the smooth surfaces that tell the story of their careful preservation. The coin grading system plays a huge role in determining the worth of any coin, especially one as rare as this. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect, flawless condition. Most 1894 Barber Dimes that come to market are graded somewhere between 60 and 65, meaning they look nearly brand new, despite being over a century old. And coins with that kind of preservation are extraordinarily valuable. Now, let's talk about why collectors are so fascinated by this coin beyond rarity and condition. The 1894 Barber Dime is surrounded by mystery and stories that fuel its legend. Not only the tale of the young girl spending one on ice cream, but also rumors of lost coins, private sales, and hidden hoards. Coins disappear and resurface decades later, setting off bidding wars at auction houses around the world. The mere presence of an 1894 Barber Dime in an auction catalog can send prices soaring and collectors scrambling. This coin is a perfect example of how history, scarcity, and a touch of mystery can create tremendous value. For serious collectors, owning an 1894 Barber Dime is like holding a piece of American history in their hands. It represents the artistry of the mint, the stories of the people who made and used it, and the enduring appeal of collecting. To put its value into perspective, while many Barber Dimes from other years are collectible and worth money, the 1894 issue is in a class by itself. In recent years, one of the few known specimens of this dime sold at auction for an eye-popping $200,000. That's right. This small coin, which started as a simple 10-cent piece over a century ago, is now valued at $200,000. It's a staggering amount that proves that sometimes, the smallest objects can carry the greatest treasures. So, what should you take away from this story? First, never underestimate the potential of old coins, no matter how ordinary they may seem. History is filled with hidden gems, and the 1894 Barber Dime is a perfect example. Second, condition and rarity can exponentially increase the value of a coin, so always be careful to preserve your collection. And finally, treasure hunting is more than just finding coins, it's about discovering the stories behind them, the legends that make them priceless. Second rare coin, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and timeless pieces of American numismatics, the 1937 Mercury dime. This coin may look small and simple at first glance, but its story, artistry, and value are anything but ordinary. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why a single dime from 1937 can command an astonishing price that many would never expect. The Mercury dime, officially called the Winged Liberty Head dime, is a classic example of American coin design at its finest. Created by the talented sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, this dime was introduced in 1916 and remained in circulation until 1945. Its elegant design features Liberty wearing a winged cap, an artistic symbol of freedom of thought. The reverse side shows a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe, representing strength and unity, concepts that resonated deeply with Americans during the early 20th century. The 1937 Mercury dime represents a significant chapter in this series. While millions of Mercury dimes were minted each year, not all coins were created equal. Differences in mint locations, mint errors, and, most importantly, the condition of surviving coins make certain 1937 dimes highly collectible and incredibly valuable. What makes the 1937 Mercury dime so captivating to collectors today? First, it's important to understand the concept of rarity, not just how many were produced, but how many have survived in top condition. Coins that have been well preserved, showing sharp details and original luster, are exceedingly rare for a coin over 80 years old. The passing decades take their toll on coins that circulated in everyday commerce, causing wear, scratches, and dulling their once brilliant surfaces. Collectors pay close attention to the finer details, the crispness of Liberty's winged cap, the delicate feathers, the definition of the fasces on the reverse, and the sharpness of the date and mint mark. When these details remain intact, the coin is considered to be in mint state, and this dramatically increases its desirability. There are also fascinating varieties and mint errors from 1937 that collectors seek out. These accidental quirks during the minting process might include double dies, where parts of the design appear doubled, misaligned strikes, or even small flaws in the metal planchet itself. While these might seem like imperfections, they add an intriguing layer of rarity and uniqueness, turning a common dime into a coveted collector's item. The 1937 Mercury dime was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. Each mint produced a slightly different number of coins, and the rarity of high-grade specimens varies accordingly. Generally, Philadelphia and San Francisco coins are more common, but high-grade coins from any of these mints in pristine condition can reach impressive values. One key factor that drives the value of any coin is its grade, a numerical assessment of its condition on a scale from 1 to 70. Most coins found in circulation are somewhere in the middle of that scale. But coins graded 65 and above, especially those in the mid to high 60s, are considered exceptional. These coins look almost as if they just left the mint, with original brilliance and sharp details preserved. It is these rare gems that command the highest prices among collectors and investors. So, how much is a 1937 Mercury dime worth today? Well, common circulated coins may be worth just a few dollars, but for those fortunate enough to have a 1937 Mercury dime in exceptional condition, or even better, one with a notable mint error, the sky's the limit. Recently, one extraordinary specimen, professionally graded and verified to be in near-perfect condition, reached a staggering valuation of $380,000. That's right, $380,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that a coin originally worth just 10 cents during the Great Depression can now hold such incredible value, but that's the power of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Beyond the monetary value, the 1937 Mercury dime is a remarkable piece of history. It's a snapshot of a time when America was facing economic challenges, preparing for a rapidly changing world, and still held strong ideals of freedom and unity. It's a coin that connects us to the past in a very tangible way. For those who love coin collecting or are just fascinated by history, the story of the 1937 Mercury dime is a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry immense significance. Whether you find a Mercury dime in your pocket change, inherit one from a family member, or discover one in an old collection, it's always worth taking a closer look. The next great treasure might be hiding right under your nose. Third expensive coin, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind one of the most iconic coins ever minted in the United States, the 1942 Mercury dime. This coin might seem small and ordinary to some, but it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and historians alike. Beyond its elegant design, the 1942 Mercury dime carries a legacy that reflects a pivotal time in American history, and its value today is truly remarkable. The Mercury dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head dime, was designed by the celebrated sculptor Adolph A. Weinman and was minted between 1916 and 1945. The design features Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, a perfect emblem for an era defined by innovation and resilience. On the reverse side, the coin displays a fasces, a symbol of strength and unity, wrapped in a wreath that celebrates America's agricultural heritage. The year 1942 was significant for the United States and the world. America had just entered World War II, and the nation was united in a fight for freedom and democracy. Coins like the Mercury dime circulated widely, passing through countless hands, each carrying a story of its own. Despite their common use, certain examples of the 1942 Mercury dime have survived in extraordinary condition, becoming prized treasures in the numismatic community. What makes the 1942 Mercury dime so captivating to collectors is a combination of its historical context, stunning design, and the rarity of high-grade specimens. Millions of these dimes were minted across three major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most circulated heavily, the ones that escaped wear and tear, maintaining their original sharpness and luster, are exceedingly rare. Collectors today seek out these coins for their condition above all else. A 1942 Mercury dime in mint state condition, meaning it shows no signs of circulation and retains the intricate details of Liberty's winged cap, the fine texture of her hair, and the precise engraving of the fasces, can command significant interest and high prices at auctions. Beyond just condition, coin collectors also hunt for interesting mint marks and rare varieties from this year. For example, coins minted in San Francisco bear an S mint mark, Denver coins show a D, and Philadelphia coins have no mint mark. Certain mint marks and rare error coins from 1942 are especially desirable, adding another layer of excitement and value for serious collectors. In addition to the beauty and rarity, the 1942 Mercury dime's value has been steadily increasing over time due to growing demand among collectors and investors. This coin represents not only a piece of monetary history but also a symbol of the American spirit during a defining moment in world history. So, what is the current market value of a 1942 Mercury dime? While most circulated examples might be worth a few dollars to a few hundred, depending on condition and mint mark, those pristine examples graded at the highest levels of preservation and rarity are commanding astonishing prices. In fact, one extraordinary specimen of the 1942 Mercury dime recently reached a stunning valuation of $380,000. This astonishing figure reflects the coin's rarity, impeccable condition, and the deep appreciation collectors have for this remarkable piece of history. It's a perfect example of how a small piece of metal, struck almost 80 years ago, can be transformed into a priceless treasure. For collectors, investors, or history enthusiasts, the 1942 Mercury dime is much more than just a coin. It's a symbol of resilience, a work of art, and a testament to the enduring value of American craftsmanship. It reminds us that sometimes, the most extraordinary stories come in the smallest packages. Especially, we are embarking on a fascinating journey into the world of American numismatics as we explore the legendary 1945 Mercury dime. This coin, small in size but monumental in significance, offers a window into a remarkable era of American history and holds a value that far surpasses its humble 10-cent face value. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just curious about rare coins, this story will captivate you. The Mercury dime, often called the Winged Liberty Head dime, was introduced in 1916 and minted until 1945, the very year this coin was produced. Designed by the talented Adolph A. Weinman, the dime features Liberty wearing a winged cap, a symbol of freedom of thought, while the reverse proudly displays a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe, representing strength and unity. This design is widely celebrated for its elegance and artistic detail, and it captures the spirit of America during a time of great change and challenge. 1945 marked the final year of this iconic coin's production, coinciding with the end of World War II, a time when America was transitioning from war to peace and beginning to rebuild. The Mercury dime carried through countless hands during this pivotal moment, making it not just a coin, but a piece of living history. It's incredible to think that a small silver dime could hold so much meaning, both as currency and as a symbol of resilience. Despite being minted in large quantities, the 1945 Mercury dime has become highly sought after by collectors for its historical significance and rarity in pristine condition. Coins from this era were intended for everyday transactions, so many were worn down by circulation. However, some rare specimens have survived in exceptional condition, with their original details and shine intact, making them incredibly valuable today. Collectors especially prize 1945 Mercury dimes that retain the sharpness of Liberty's winged cap, the crisp detail of the fasces on the reverse, and the clear date and mint mark. The coin was produced at 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. Each mint's output varies slightly in quantity and collector demand, with some mint marks commanding higher prices due to rarity and condition. Beyond just the mint mark and condition, what makes this coin truly extraordinary is the scarcity of high-grade examples. Coins graded at mint state 65 or higher, meaning they are nearly flawless with original luster and no signs of wear, are incredibly rare. When these rare gems surface at auction, they attract intense competition among collectors, driving prices to impressive heights. The 1945 Mercury dime's appeal extends beyond its beauty and rarity. It also represents a significant chapter in American history. Holding this coin connects you to the era of World War II's end, a time when the nation's spirit was unbreakable and the future full of hope. This connection makes the coin more than just a collectible, it's a tangible piece of America's story. So, what kind of value are we talking about for the 1945 Mercury dime? While common circulated coins might be worth a handful of dollars, those that have been preserved in near-perfect condition can command staggering sums. One extraordinary example recently sold for an astonishing price of $380,000, proving that even a dime can hold unimaginable worth. That's right, $380,000 for a single dime, a testament to the power of rarity, condition, and historical significance coming together in a single piece of silver. For collectors, investors, and history buffs alike, the 1945 Mercury dime is a shining example of how coins are more than currency, they are stories, art, and pieces of heritage preserved in metal. So next time you hold a dime, remember, it might just be worth far more than you think. Next coin, we're turning our focus to a fascinating piece from mid-20th century American coinage, the 1967 US 1-dime coin. While many dimes from the 1960s might seem common to the casual observer, the 1967 dime carries a unique place in history and holds surprising value that collectors absolutely crave. If you think all dimes are worth just 10 cents, prepare to be amazed by what this particular coin can fetch in today's market. The 1967 dime belongs to the Roosevelt series, introduced in 1946 in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin's design, created by John R. Sinek, features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, symbolizing leadership and compassion, and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The design itself is classic and has remained largely unchanged for decades, but the 1967 edition stands out for reasons beyond its visual appeal. This was a period when the United States was navigating a complex era, post-war prosperity mixed with social change and technological advancement. Coins from this era circulated extensively and were part of the everyday American experience. However, despite being minted in large numbers, the 1967 dime hides some intriguing secrets for collectors who know what to look for. What really makes the 1967 dime special isn't just the design or its age, but its rarity in high-grade condition and the existence of certain rare varieties and minting quirks that can make it incredibly valuable. For example, some coins from this year show subtle differences in strike quality, and collectors hunt for specimens with flawless details, strong strikes, and brilliant surfaces. The condition is everything. A crisp, well-preserved 1967 dime can command far more than its face value or typical market price. Most 1967 dimes you find in circulation have been heavily used, losing much of their original luster and detail. But every now and then, a perfectly preserved coin emerges, as if it had been kept safe in a vault all these years. These mint state examples, graded by professional coin grading services, attract serious collectors and investors. They represent a snapshot of history frozen in time: sharp features, a smooth surface, and that unmistakable sheen that can only come from careful preservation. Another exciting factor that impacts the value of the 1967 dime is the mint mark and potential errors. While this year's coins were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, variations exist, and the Philadelphia minted coins often command a premium when found in pristine condition. Additionally, rare mint errors such as double dies or planchet flaws from that year add a layer of intrigue and value, turning an ordinary coin into a true collector's gem. In recent years, the market for rare and high-grade 1967 dimes has grown significantly. More collectors are recognizing the value of these coins not just for their metal content but for their numismatic significance and scarcity in top condition. With growing demand and limited supply, prices for these coins have soared. So what is the actual worth of a top-tier, pristine 1967 US 1 dime coin? While most circulated coins might be worth just a few cents or dollars, those exceptional specimens that have been professionally graded and verified for their superb quality are achieving incredible prices. In fact, one remarkable example of the 1967 dime recently sold for an astounding $199,000. That's $199,000 for a single dime, an extraordinary figure that shows just how valuable rarity, condition, and history can make a seemingly simple coin. For anyone passionate about coins, history, or smart investing, the 1967 dime serves as a perfect reminder that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. It's not just currency, it's a piece of American heritage, art, and storytelling rolled into a tiny silver disc. Last unique coin, we're shining a spotlight on a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but holds incredible allure for collectors and investors alike: the 1980 US 1 dime coin. If you're curious about why a dime from 1980, something many people might overlook, can be so valuable, then this video is just for you. Let's explore what makes this coin stand out, why collectors treasure it, and just how much it could be worth today. The 1980 dime is part of the Roosevelt series, a design that has graced American dimes since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The obverse features a dignified portrait of Roosevelt, a symbol of leadership and perseverance, while the reverse showcases a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Though the design remained consistent over the decades, certain years and mint marks carry special significance due to rarity and condition, and 1980D is one such example. Minted at the Denver Mint, the 1980D dime was produced during a period of steady economic growth in the United States. Millions of these coins were struck for circulation, so you might wonder how a coin from such a seemingly common year could be of great interest to collectors. The answer lies in condition, rarity of mint errors, and the increasing appreciation for well-preserved coins from this era. Like many coins, the vast majority of 1980D dimes you'll come across have been in circulation, showing signs of wear such as faded details and a dull surface. But occasionally, a lucky collector or investor comes across a specimen that looks as though it just came off the mint line: sharp details, full luster, and pristine surfaces. These are the coins that really catch the eye and command the highest value. The condition of a coin is measured by a grading scale, and coins graded in the mint state category, particularly those rated mint state 65 or above, are exceedingly rare for the 1980D dime. A coin in this grade shows no wear and maintains its original brilliance. These mint state coins are highly coveted because they represent a perfect snapshot of history, preserved flawlessly over the decades. Another exciting aspect for collectors is the discovery of mint errors or varieties in the 1980 D-Dime series. Minor flaws during the minting process, such as doubling of the date or mint mark, die cracks, or planchet anomalies, can elevate a coin's value dramatically. Collectors actively seek these error coins because they add an extra layer of rarity and uniqueness to a coin that is already prized for its condition. With the demand for rare and high-grade coins rising steadily, the 1980 D-Dime has become an increasingly sought-after item in the numismatic market. As interest grows, so too does the price, especially for those coins that have been certified by professional grading services for their exceptional quality. So, what does the market say about the value of an outstanding 1980 D US 1 dime coin? While common circulated examples are worth only a few cents or dollars, those rare, flawless specimens graded at the highest levels are commanding truly impressive sums. Recently, one such exceptional 1980 D-Dime sold for an incredible $76,000. That's $76,000 for a single dime minted in 1980, a clear testament to the power of rarity, perfect preservation, and the passion of collectors worldwide. For anyone interested in coin collecting, investing, or history, the 1980 D-Dime serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. It's more than just currency. It's a story, a piece of art, and a connection to the past. If you enjoyed this detailed look at the 1980 D-Dime and want to learn about more fascinating coins and their incredible stories, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out. There are countless numismatic gems waiting to be discovered, and your next treasure could be closer than you think. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your collection safe, and your passion for history alive.